So, I'm going to be talking about something that happened a long time ago. Back when I was living in Kentucky and then moved to Ohio. And I'm just going to do the 8 pages for this. Oh shit, I forgot I turned on the sound on my fucking laptop. That scared me. I'm guessing that's it. That's what I want to be doing. But I okay, I'm gonna wait for the game to actually load up. Then, okay, here we go. I was having a really bad night that night. I remember, like, me and my dad weren't getting along more so than normal. And don't get me wrong, me and my dad now can actually get along. We have some fun and stuff like that. But that night, me and him were pretty much at, like, I think he was drunk and I was just not in the mood. And I wound up going to bed pretty early, I remember that much. And I couldn't sleep. Like, I straight up could not sleep for some reason. Like, it was like I got pretty much, like, hit with a dose of adrenaline kind of thing. I'm guessing it's because me and my dad weren't too happy with each other, like we were pissed off at each other kind of thing. I don't even remember what we were pissed off at each other for. And well, I wound up looking at my cell phone. It went from 12 to, I think it was either 3 or 4, somewhere in there. Like, it's been years since I remember this. Like, basically, I wound it up just feeling like this out of nowhere urge to look out my window. Like, if I didn't, something bad was going to happen. Well, the moon was out. It was bright enough that I could see into my neighbor's yard. And I'm gonna point this out. I live in a suburban area, or lived in a suburban area there. Still do. Pretty nice neighborhood I'm living in it now. I could change a few things. If I could, I would, kind of thing. Like with both the areas. But back to what I was saying about the sword. I wound up noticing something was crawling down the tree. At first, that was kind of like, oh, it's just some sort of animal. As it's crawling down the tree, I realized it's going head first down the tree, and is a lot bigger and a lot longer than I was thinking it was. I'm kind of freaking out because this looks like a man who's either 6 feet long or 7 feet long and as skinny as a like, not a twig, but like, hold your forearm up. Imagine that being the width of his legs. His arms and legs were the same width, but they were much longer. I couldn't really see its hands because, once again, only moonlight being the only thing I could really see. But this thing must have known I was staring at it, because as it's almost all the way down, it turns and it looks directly at me. And like, when it did that, I could feel that kind of thing. I couldn't see its eyes. Its eyes were just straight up like black voids. And its mouth, I could see that. It had just a straight slit for a mouth. And at that point, I was really freaking out, because I didn't know what to do. So, me being scared shitless and not knowing what to do, I did the only logical thing I could do: put a blanket over my head. And well, that's what everybody's response is when they see something scary like that, as far as I care to know. It got real quiet, and next thing I know, I go take the blanket off to go see if it's still out there, or if it's moved from where it was. I literally see a hand reaching over my bedpost, and like it's pretty much inching closer and closer to me. Damn it, Slindy, get off my ass. Wait, how did he get me? Well, okay. Just gonna finish the story and then I'll return to this game. But when I saw the fingers, I saw there were runes carved into the hand and the skin. Its skin was a grayish green tinge, and it almost looked like it had bark for skin. Now, that's not that creepy. What's the creepy thing is this was outside. My window wasn't open. I could see through the glass. The glass wasn't shattered. This thing disappeared from the tree and was somehow in my room, and its hand was reaching for me on my bedpost. I closed my eyes, pretty much just accepting death right then and there, because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have any knives, I didn't have a katana, I didn't have a shotgun underneath my pillow. I didn't have a pair of brass knuckles so I could have punched the thing in the face with. I was straight up scared, and all I knew was I was about to die. So I closed my eyes. I started feeling really cold, and then nothing. I opened my eyes, and it was gone. I sure as hell was not going to fall asleep after seeing that. So I went and told my mom and my dad, because they were the only people in the house with me at the time, and I didn't know who else to tell. I wasn't one of those people who had a Facebook profile or a Twitter or anything like that. And I wound up telling my dad, and he's like, "Oh, you're such a fucking baby." Yeah. Like, something like that. And I think he was drunk. So I just kind of shook him off. Like, I just, like, fucking ignored him at that point. And told my mom, and my mom 100% believed me, and she didn't know what to do about it. We were both kind of scared. Because she could see I was legit shaking, and I was scared. I told her I never fell asleep. And I wound up sleeping on the couch and not in my bedroom because, one, the couch I felt so much safer. There were things I could grab and fucking use as a weapon. Like, for starters, an aluminum bat that was, like, right there in the coat stand, or in the, the umbrella holder, I think that's what that thing's called. We don't have one anymore, so I don't even care to remember what the word is. But it scared me so bad that I apparently straight up suppressed the memory. Not suppressed, but repressed it, or whatever the hell the word is. And I wound up remembering it so many years later, like literally just a couple days ago. And funny enough, it was while watching a YouTube video done by one of my favorite YouTubers, Darkness Prevails. It was something about the rake. Now, I've heard of the rake before, I've seen a lot of stories on the rake before. Damn it, now I'm jumpy and that just scared the hell out of me. But what made me more terrified than anything wasn't the fact that it was a story on the rake, was somebody started talking about how they seen it, like how it looked, how it moved. It was walking down their house, like pretty much on all fours, crawling down their house head first. And as soon as I heard that, I'm thinking, wow, that's fucking creepy. And then it triggered that memory, and I was freaking out. Like, I was legitimately about to start crying, freaking out. Because it wasn't just like something, oh, hey, that happened to me. No, this was, oh my god, that happened to me. Like, tears were starting to ball up. I was kind of freaked out. And it was a day, like, I was just going back to work. And I told some of my coworkers about this, and they're like, oh my god, that's fucking terrifying. Like, these are people that know I wouldn't make this up. And even that guy, 275, like, he was a little creeped out by it. And he knows I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm doing this for attention. He knows that I wouldn't make this stuff up. I take this extremely seriously. Like, I've had some weird encounters with so many different things, like ghosts and other things like that, which I'll gladly talk to you guys about. If... oh, fuck off, Slendy. If this gets some comments saying, like, talk about more about what's happened to you in your life, like other stories, like ghost stories, or just monster encounters, or animal encounters, things that have made you scared, I'll gladly talk about that with you guys. But just to give you a rough time, when that happened, it happened a year before I moved to Ohio, and now it's been 8 years. So it's been roughly 9 years since I moved to Ohio, to where I'm currently living at, the house I'm living at. So it was one of those things, like, when it came back, I was honestly kind of freaked out, more than anything, just like going, how could I forget that? Okay, so enough about me being scared shitless by probably what could be described as the literal rake. Like, I hear about the rake all the time, and I was thinking, like, oh, that's bullshit, somebody's just claiming that. And now, with this being what happened to me, I honestly feel bad for just saying, like, those people are making it up. It's completely utter bullshit. Oh my god, why is he so aggressive? Why is he so aggressive out of nowhere? Well, it looks like he's gonna get me here in a second. Oh, I'm staring right at him, oh my god, Slendy. So, after he gets me, because at this point, it's not when, it's not if, it's a definite when now, because he's so far on my dick. Fuck you! I give up. Alright, but yeah. Anybody who wants to hear more about my weird encounters with monsters and ghost stories, because that's not the only weird thing that's happened in my life. I've actually got a long list of things that have almost made me have nervous breakdowns. But if you guys want that to happen, you're gonna have to A, comment on this, B, share, and 3, like the video and subscribe. Just, it's that simple. And if not, I'll probably still talk about these, because honestly, these were things that legit scared me to the point where I was so terrified. Like I said, at that one, I literally thought I was going to die. Well, with that said, keep being awesome. Put salt on your window seals and doorways. And always carry an iron pipe. Keep being awesome.